In order for Jim to not have been apprehended or questioned, being that he is on not a regular conversation wiretap, but he's on a RICO wiretap. You understand what I'm saying? This is a RICO wiretap.
Jim Jones is his own man. And I'm getting, for one, I'm not feeling, and I don't respect the fact that he had Mel call from jail. This man is in jail. He had federal custody. You have him call on the phone. Handle your own beef. You a man. Use your voice.
Peace, world. I want to welcome y'all to an Info Minds Roundtable. We got the brother Snow Billy in the building, controversial figure. We got Poppy from Bronx River, aka Hassan Campbell in the building. But yeah, we're gonna get right into it, man. Tonight we got a New York-based roundtable. Black interviewed 6IX9INE, and during the conversation, 6IX9INE said some things about Mel, said some things about Jim and others. Now, after phone conversation was leaked, where Mel is talking about Wack. Now, was Jim wrong in directing his anger at Wack? And should he have called Wack and had a conversation and told him how he felt about the situation before he responded the way he did? Just had a phone conversation with him man to man first. And the same thing for Wack. Do you think that Wack should have even entertained that part of the conversation once 6IX9INE took it there?
Basically, they handled it the way they should have handled it. You know what I mean? They probably both had something to get off their chest. But as for you know, Jim Jones wise, he should have spoke up for himself, and I have other speak up for him.
Yeah, Wack did the interview with 6IX9INE. 6IX9INE mentioned Jim. And he was insinuating about Jim cooperating and stuff like that. So instead of Wack, you know.
All right, stop right there, right? He didn't say a lot. He threw bits in there because 6IX9INE sat with the people. You understand what I'm saying? And he also knows that in order for Jim to not have been apprehended or questioned, being that he is on not a regular conversation wiretap, but he's on a RICO wiretap. You understand what I'm saying? This is a RICO wiretap. So me being a part of the situation, I could give my spiel because I know the truth. And I'm not saying this out of no dislike for Jim Jones, because Jim Jones was always all right. You know, with me, he just always seemed scary around me, you know, which I didn't feel comfortable with. And Melly used to tell me, you know, yo, that nigga Jim, when he get around you, he act, you know. So rather than that, I don't take nothing away, you know, from the situation. I'm not saying this out of no hate or no dislike, but being that I was in the same situation, a little more worse than Jim Jones, I know Jim Jones made a cooperating agreement, which stands as this: if
now that's allegedly. Now you saying, because you saying that because of your experience, that's what happens.
My experience with the government, right?
Okay.
You said this under a RICO investigation. This was going on. They have to question you. They have to question you because you're involved, right? Verbally. And you're giving some kind of threatened orders out or something going on like that. You're giving orders out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So being that you do that under a RICO investigation, you have to be questioned. You dig what I'm saying? And being that he's who he is, he's not going to have a regular questioning. He's going to have a, hey, listen, we have you on this recording. We can apprehend you, or would you be willing to take the stand if need be against them guys yours on the phone with? You don't just walk scot-free for having a violent plot on a RICO wiretap. It don't work like that. It don't just disappear.
Hassan, what you think?
Y'all already know what I think, man. Like, listen, and I listen to that lawyer dude that everybody act like is a lawyer saying that Jim is not. My whole thing is like this, right? I've sat back and watched dudes get life in jail because they said, I got to go to the store and get Pampers. The feds interpreted that those Pampers was drugs being sold. This
Right.
nigga's on a federal wiretap sitting up there talking about he has to get super violated. And he actually went into details on how to shoot his security because security in New York can't carry guns. This is a federal, first of all, he's part of non-trade. You're part of non-trade. You are non-trade. You're a gang member. You gave a hit over the internet. You see what I'm saying? You was the reason why they,
I think was over the phone.
Yeah, he was the reason why the feds moved in so fast. It was his phone, his conversation. So they just gonna skip out on the part with Jimmy. And see, my whole thing is like this, right? With Jim Jones. How do you not sit down and try to at least give the people an understanding? I would respect Jim Jones more if the nigga said, listen.
I'm gonna tell you why. Go ahead. I'm gonna tell you why.
I would respect the nigga if he said, listen, I know it sounds crazy, but that's my word. You know what I mean? I'm not working with these people. He won't even tell you he ain't working with the people.
I won't say that. I won't say that he's a working federal informant. I wouldn't say that. What I would say this though, I would say when they approached him and threatened him with prison time, he agreed.
If they approached him, they may never approached him. So we say if they approached him.
No, isn't. I've been in that courtroom. I know the prosecutors. They're going to approach you. That's not nothing. That's not no superior court, some city court. You dealing with individuals that's on a conversation. They're coming to approach you and ask you what is going on.
Right.
He's not. It's not like as he's some CEO of a major record company, and he was saying this out of anger. He was saying this coming from a gang-related perspective.
Wack posted a video on IG, challenged Jim Jones to post his paperwork and explain how he avoided being charged in the Treyway case.
There's no paperwork. Only thing Jim did was say, hey, listen, if Melly and them go to trial, he will cooperate.
No, correction. What Wack told him is to show paperwork on that down south case with the gun. That's what he told him to show paperwork on, how you get around that gun and drugs on a high-speed chase, running from the police and got caught with guns and drugs in the car. How did that case just go away?
Not in defense of Jim with that, but what all I'm going to say is, you know how sometimes you might be in the car with somebody and it's some shit. Well, you're in the car with somebody, police get on your ass, whatever the case might be. Okay, Jim is the bag. So somebody else might take that. So for all we know, the person that he was with probably took that. So, you know what I mean? So then that gave, you know what I mean? That's how he was able to wiggle.
Go with that.
I mean,
I could go with that. And many things get misconstrued, in situations like that. I could definitely go with somebody else, tuck the hammer charge, but it had to be some written paperwork from the courts that you're not a part of that case no more.
Yes.
Now, is Wack right in asking for that? Now, Wack didn't say Jim was a rat. 6IX9INE was insinuating that. Now, does Jim need to clear his name? And do you think that he owes the world an explanation? Or is that shit just silly shit that really don't mean nothing in the corporate world where they getting money at?
Really, and to be honest with you, in the corporate world, man, it don't even matter, man. It matter for the individuals that's, doing it for the whatever they got going on, but for the world that count, them guys don't even know what's going on. You can't even tell them guys in that position what it would. You tell them, hey, they're gonna like, what are you talking about? Because that's not they fail.
Haas, what you think, bro?
I think personally, when you look at Jim Jones' whole resume, it just don't look right. Nothing about that. I personally feel like Jim Jones is an agent of Satan. Like, first and foremost, I tell people all the time, Jim Jones, OG Mac may have, played a big part with the UBN or Rikers Island, but Jim Jones was the billboard for Bloods in New York in the streets with this Dipset movement. He was a walking billboard. And when
opportunity. He's seen the opportunity and he sees that.
Yeah.
He sees that. Because I remember when he first started out, I was in the penitentiary, but I was getting the letters and I was speaking to mail. I seen that whole thing fold over. And I seen it go from whatever it was to shit. Because I came home to it already on the downslope of it. So he seen the opportunity, and what he did, he seized it, and he used those little young ones around him with the glitz and a hood thing to keep him afloat and keep him protected. But as for like he asked for his character and his image, yeah, he should give his audience, his viewers, an explanation and, speak upon what happened instead of talking about other things that he been going off edge from. See, 6ix9ine know. Why 6ix9ine know what he did? Because 6ix9ine was there.
When you look at the Casanova, right? Casanova 2 times, one of his charges is promoting gang activity through his music.
Right.
Jim Jones did the same thing. Casanova 2 times is in jail for less than what they could put Jim Jones in jail for.
Well, we had a free Casanova too, man. Free Cas, man, because these guys be young, Haas. You know what I mean? You got to look at it like we're a little older than Cas and them. So just put ourselves, give us that type of money, give us that type of, what they say, give us that type of clout.
Yeah.
At that age, we probably would have crashed out too, my nigga. You know what I mean? It is what it is, but we didn't have the internet. If we would have had the internet in our era, it would be some of us that probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. Be jammed.
Nah, let me say this, Timbo. Let me tell you something, right? The one thing I don't want to be,
all right,
is a hypocrite.
Okay.
I was 10 times worse than all these niggas. Between me and Snow, I know, because I done heard about Snow. You see what I'm saying? I know the way I came up and the shit that I was doing. It's like people think that I be bragging. I don't brag when I tell you that every time I've been to jail was for homicides and attempt murders. Because the young boys in the street are not going to be able to relate to you if you ain't been through the fire.
Right, exactly.
That's a fact.
So like these young, like when you look at, like when I said, when I made that video and I said, don't compare me to a basketball player, it wasn't me dissing Kwame. It was just me making a nigga understand, like, our lifestyles is totally different. At 18 years old, this nigga ran into $60 million. At 18 years old, I went straight to jail for homicide. I got charged with a body and an attempt murder as soon as I went to jail. So our lifestyles was totally different. And I understand Casanova, you know what I mean? He get into a situation with Treyway. These niggas are certified gangsters. And then now you reaching out to the apes and you putting dudes around you because you feel like, that's like right now with me. I know I need to put security around me because I'm getting too famous. And I know I can't just be having, like, all right, me, Snow, and Shotty decides to go outside. We all gripped up. As soon as we get pulled over, we all going to jail. Sometimes you have to go the legal route when you the bag. You can't be running around no more with 3 or 4 burners on you when you are the bag. And you got to protect your niggas. This is what security get paid for. So Casanova 2 times, he didn't do nothing wrong by putting the apes around him. What he did was he put niggas around him that could possibly take him down through an indictment because they was already being watched. And some of the shit that you listen to, even in their charges, is like, yo, the feds is just throwing shit together right now to get niggas. Y'all throwing shit together.
Cass won a son he ain't never had, man. That was street fame, man. You know, and a lot of us that come from these urban get, we earn for that street fame, that gangster title. like these young kids is doing now. The only thing they go get is a stale prison cell or a cold place in the cemetery. You know, and that's what Cass wanted. Cass wanted that, you know, that street fame and being able to get a glimpse of it by mixing hip hop with it. You know, it kind of pushed him over the edge. He didn't know how to distance himself, man. But you know, free Cass, man. You know, I ain't really never had no issue with him. This is how a lot of these young kids move, man, until they see it's a bigger wolf around than them. And that's what Cass didn't know how to separate itself from. The little wolves. The little wolves will eventually bring you down.
Hash, you want to elaborate on that?
Even the big wolf. Like, listen, look at how they had federal wiretaps or rather recordings. They was recording them when he went to visit him in jail. Like it's sad because just knowing a nigga makes you affiliated. He went to jail, and this is why Cass got to understand. Dudes don't even want to go see him in jail now because it's like, yo, so you expect us to follow the same footsteps that you just fell in? I know, man. I know when one of the homies, my brother X from Bronx River, right, from Sex Money Murder, when X got locked up, people that was writing him, the feds was knocking on their door like, don't write him again, or you gonna be in there with him next.
Right.
It ain't a game. The feds don't play.
No. I mean, yeah, you know, I'll be the first one to tell you, it's not a game, man. See, but these guys don't understand it's not a game until they in that position. That's when they realize, oh, it ain't a game. But then again, it's still a game while they in holding. It becomes not a game is when they get to the penitentiary and not a medium or FCI where Shotty and Mel and them guys is at. When they get to a penitentiary where everybody on the compound got multiple life sentences, that's when it get real.
Now, Wax says, this was also mentioned. Now, Wax said Trav, Jim Jones, Mel, and others are mad because they can no longer use 6ix9ine to make money. And it has nothing to do with his snitching, but all to do with money.
Hold up, say that again.
He said, well, this is what Wack is alleging. He said that Wack says that Trav, Jim Jones, and Mel, and Shotty, and others are mad because they can no longer use 6ix9ine to make money.
Hold on, wait.
It had nothing to do with snitching, but all to do with the money.
Hold on, for one, Trav never had nothing to do with none of that. Let's just correct that for the record. You know, let's.
Well, him and Jim Jones have a close relationship,
right? But Jim Jones ain't even had nothing to do with it.
Right.
Only listen. Jim, that's what I'm saying. Like, they got these corny dudes trying to change the narrator. The narrator is simple, man. It's makeup. It's directly to the point. Jim ain't have nothing to do with anything dealing with 6ix9ine. The only how Jim had an alliance to 6ix9ine was through Melly, and Melly ain't have nothing to do with 6ix9ine. Only how Melly began to have something to do with 6ix9ine is when he seen Shotty and me brung Nuke on board. That's when Melly wanted to get involved because of the beef him and Nuke had. He didn't want to see Nuke eating without him eating. So that's how Melly came on board. Like the kid, what's his name, Trav said, Melly ain't really want to have nothing to do with it. But his greed of seeing certain figures involved made him want to come on board.
I think it should sound, first of all, I think it's childish and stupid. Niggas had a problem with 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine's doing shows, running down on Meek Mills and everything else. Handle your business. They brought that investigation on Tekashi 6ix9ine through CEO Chris.
Yeah,
then they made it even worse when they sat up there and threatened his life. Y'all pulled Tekashi in the mix of a federal investigation that y'all already had going on with yourselves. Now, the little corny ass shooting with Kuda B or whatever the case may be, that's just the feds just gassing it up even more. That corny ass shooting shouldn't even been on the charges.
Right.
That's just keeping it funky. But the feds gonna hype everything up. Everything gonna get hyped up with the feds. So the reality of it is, them niggas don't want to take responsibility for who they are and the fuck ups that they made. Here it is. You let a multi-millionaire fall in on your lap, and niggas was so ignorant they couldn't even last a whole year with this young boy.
During some of these heated back and forths, right? Now I'm not going to mention the names, but one or two individuals from Jim Camp may have incriminated themselves by sending threats. Now, do these rappers need to fall back and understand that not everything is meant for the internet, man? And anything that they say in Clubhouse, anything they say during a live on Instagram, or anything that they post online could be used against them, could be used against Mel. When Mel try to go see the board, who knows? You know, he might go try to go see the board,
Yeah.
and they heard that, and now they say, oh, now well, you ain't changed. You're
Right.
still this, you know what I mean? So
Right.
you got to be mindful now. Haas, let's start with you, Haas, while you gather your thoughts, Snow. But what you think? What do you think about that? And did they learn anything from the Treyway case to still be carrying on?
For me, niggas is irritating because for one, Jim Jones is his own man, and I'm getting for one, I'm not feeling, and I don't respect the fact that he had Mel call from jail. This man is in jail. He has federal custody. You have him call on the phone. Handle your own beef. You a man. Use your voice.
I agree.
Man up yourself. Why would you have Mel call from jail? You know, to say anything. That's for one. For two, like
I didn't see no logic in that, man. That was some real kindergarten. I'm gonna run to the class to get my brother. Meet me at the lunchroom type shit. I don't know. That was some real corny, man. That's just corny. But these dudes been corny. Just because they got money doesn't make them. These dudes is really corny, man.
And then it's like, you know, me and Trav got into an argument earlier today. You know what I mean? I ended up on the phone with him or whatever the case may be, because a mutual friend put him on the phone. And, you know, more or less, he talking like, yo, son talking like, yo, it's for me, it's like, first of all, mind your business.
Right. Yo, you know what? You should have said, yo, won't you call Snow Billy, because you talking on some shit that you wasn't even around. You came about later on because of your relationship with whoever fucking Jim Jones them know. You wasn't in the mix. So at the end of the day, homie is like really talking on shit that really kind of just touched me like, yo, boy, you talking about a case you have no involvement in, man.
There's some bloods in New York that say that that Wack is banned. He banned from Brooklyn. Now, should Wack stay away from New York for the foreseeable future, or will nothing happen if he come back to New York? You know, you got guys like CK. CK made a video saying that he want to fight Wack, and you know, the internet be buzzing. You know how this type of shit go viral, man. You know how it be.
Listen, you talking about dudes that'll do anything to seize opportunity, man. Like, yeah, Wack better keep bringing his ass in. Why? If he want to get a check, you know. And as for the guys that's telling him don't come to Brooklyn, really, you really think that these dudes is built to have some work carried out? If he come to Brooklyn, these dudes do this shit for this social media, man. They do it for short clips and YouTube and Instagram. Boy ain't what he got boy could come to New York. This ain't the ever where this ain't that ever, man.
See, the crazy part about it is though, what niggas don't realize is that they telling a nigga like Wack that he can't come to Brooklyn. There's no money in Brooklyn.
Right.
All the money is really downtown Manhattan.
Right.
That's the one. So as far as telling him he can't come back to New York, that's a slippery slope, because a lot of show money goes to California.
Right. And let me
when you telling a nigga like Wack that you can't come to New York and he decides to flip that card, Wack is strong in California. Wack and Big U run hard together. Big U is strong out there.
Right.
So when you saying that now, and then you got this coming from a camp of dudes, like, I mean, come on, man. You got videos with Jim Jones getting beat up in different shows in different places. Do you really want to play that with a dude like Wack? I'm just keeping it all the way funky. Do you really? Is that a game that dudes really want to play? Oh, you can't come here, you can't go there. That's an ugly game. I mean, we done seen the footage with Jimmy Entourage getting beat up in Connecticut. And Jimmy ain't even. What's that Connecticut or Mass? One of the two. Jimmy ain't even throw a punch.
Yeah, I think it's Massachusetts. He was standing by the truck, right?
Then he had another situation with him at and was it B-More, whatever the case, man. He got way too many situations where them niggas done got washed up. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, man.
The money. Jim Jones' money ain't long no more for him to be having people
But you know what it is? You got these little young dirty kids growing up now, and they willing to do anything just to get 15 minutes of fame or a hug or a picture. They'll do anything these kids will do. And then you know how many kids I've seen come to the penitentiary that used to be around rappers, and once they get to the penitentiary, they are pop. Like they
never don't hear from them again.
I was rolling with this person, I was rolling with that person. Then they say, "Hey, can I get a suit?"
Yo, you're a fool, man. Yo. All right, but look.
Dudes say, "Yo, man, I was down with this person. I was gang that nigga." And then they tell me, "Yo, you got a heron in a suit?" A what? A heron in a suit? What happened to them rapper dudes you was just running around with your pistol with? It's all a facade, man, till they get the downstate or Oklahoma reception.
Yo, what Trav said, Wack has met his match, and he wants to meet up with Wack. Now, do you think Wack has met his match?
Well, who?
Trav. I mean, him and Trav had some words because you know the streets is a young man's sport, man, nigga. We all know that. We all know the streets is a young man's sport.
Trav is waiting to get an indictment, man. Trav might as well just walk himself to the courthouse and tell them niggas to go ahead and bring him in, man. He don't want to be out here no more, man. That's all, man. Trav
he ain't no young boy no more neither. I'm getting sick and tired of niggas calling niggas that's 35 years old young boys. You 30 years old, you're not a young boy. You're a grown-ass man.
Right. Look, Trav looking to go to jail, man. I don't know what he do or whatever his situation is, man, but for him to be speaking like that.
And when I say young, I'm not making an excuse for him. I'm just saying, all right, I'm not the same man I was when I was 35. You know what I'm saying? As you grow older, your level of maturity grow as well. You know what I mean? So it's just that they making some mistakes that a motherfucker feel that a nigga would have made himself at that point in life. You know what I mean? But it ain't an excuse because you know you're a man. When you're 21, you're a man in the eyes of the law.
You know what? At the end of the day, he's old enough not to come off like as a piss boy. He's starting to look like a Rikers Island dojo.
Right. And I seen when you said that, you know what? And me being, in them situations, and I seen this kind of behavior take place, that's the behavior he's displaying when I see this. Like, yo, like what you got to do with Jim? Because Jim, like okay, that's your brother. That's your brother. Everybody got a brother. But Jim got a mouth, man. Jim got a mouth. But you know, Jim do the same thing when he come in the spot. He'll come in, he see the gangsters, he gonna run out. I've been in space. And niggas that see this know, boy, been there. I've been in space and Jim come in real quick. Jim see the guys and Jim running out, man. So Jim always been a nervous dude, man. So I see why this guy, whoever the 50 Cent Trav dude is or whatever he is, ain't he down with G Unit or something? What he G Unit? What he Rock Nation? What is he?
The nigga,
he from listen, we from Queens, man. I didn't have no
Queens.
He's from Queens, man.
I didn't have no quarrels with Trav, but when he called on the phone, when we did the three-way and I spoke to him earlier, man, I just didn't like the fact that, like first and foremost, yo, son, you talking like you the only tough nigga on his fucking phone. So the dudes just be telling themselves because they see a nigga blogging on the internet, like I don't have a history, and even if I didn't have a history, like. What you think that I'm going to be doing while you just going upside my head with a champagne bottle? Because that's what the nigga said. Like, you think I'm just, like, first and foremost, you look like you ain't never even won a fight in your life. Niggas come up straight to the guns. Straight to the guns.
To the champagne?
I'm just going to let you come up and go upside my head with a champagne bottle? Like, what is you, stupid?
Yo, how the conversation get there, though? What happened? What you say?
Because I'm listening to the nigga.
Was y'all calling to patch it up, or was y'all calling to just talk behind the scenes and put some water on the situation?
I didn't even know he had a problem till Lucky Dawn called on the phone because we got a mutual friend. He was like, yo, I'm getting phone calls. He was like, hold on. So he patched me through, and son on the phone talking, And while he on the phone talking, he on some old, yeah, because you know what I mean? You might have to, it's the jungle out there, there's lions out there. Like, nigga, who the fuck, yo, what part did you not understand that I grew up in Bronx River Projects? I didn't grow up in Queens, nigga. I grew up in the projects in the Bronx. What
whoa,
makes
whoa, nigga. I'm from Queens too, nigga. Hold on the phone, nigga.
You know, us Bronx niggas, like, bro, you can't tell a Bronx or Brooklyn nigga nothing.
Right.
You can't tell a Bronx or Brooklyn nigga nothing. It's like, yo, you sit up there telling me, you know what I mean? Because it's lions and tigers, and you might run into a lion. Like, nigga, every lion I ran into, I'm undefeated in these streets. Fuck is you talking about? I done had beef with some of the illest niggas. Going back to the days of the original Sex Money Murder. I had beef with the original niggas. And shout out to them because I don't have beef with them no more. But my beef, like the beefs that we had, I was raised by B.O. Like, I don't understand what niggas be saying. I'm not just a nigga that came out.
We live in an era where these dudes that's around these other certain industry people want to seem who's the toughest. You understand what I'm saying? Follow me. They want these other dudes in the industry, right? Who are in the street. Understand, son? These dudes are in the street. So the industry guys that go around the industry dudes, they want to seem like they bark is louder than whoever else is, or they the toughest, or they this, that, the third. So I see where his bark is coming in from.
Nigga want to prove to me he tough. Get off Section 8 and welfare. Get your girl off Section 8 and welfare. Get out of them tenement buildings and go pay for a mortgage, man. I don't care about the niggas fake diamonds and fake jewelry. Like, nigga, pay some bills. Because the reality of it is,
yeah, but that's when the real ticket come in, when your bills are $7,000-8,000 a month.
Exactly. Niggas don't even understand all that gangster shit. Beef is a broke man's sport.
That's a fact.
That's why a nigga could easily just if you listen to the nigga on Clubhouse, sit up there talking about, yo, you know what I mean? Niggas talking about keep my name, like, nigga. If you on the internet, you fair play for everybody. That's first of all. Second of all, you on Clubhouse sitting up there telling dudes like, yo, you know what I mean? I'm willing to crash. I'm willing to crash. You willing to crash because you don't have nothing going for yourself. You willing to crash because you don't value your wife and your children, if you even have that. So if you talk about you willing to crash, I'm willing to do 20. That means your life is miserable, nigga.
These dudes be getting caught in the moment, man. These dudes get caught in the moments, man. We live for the moments, man. Dudes be getting caught in the moment without even really thinking. You know what I'm saying? And then that's all it takes.
Right.
Because now you can put something out there for the world that you might mean that shit at the time, but you didn't mean for that shit to be projected to the world. You saying it because dudes be dealing with emotions.
Yeah, what he said about crashing?
Something about being willing to crash because, you know, he tired of whatever the situation is. He's tired of it or whatever. Come along those lines. Don't quote me on that.
Wait. How you willing to crash for somebody who ain't even willing to crash for himself, man? You a crash dummy, man. That's crash dummy behavior, bro. You know what I'm saying? / crankhead behavior.
You know what though? You could always tell a nigga that ain't really getting no time. Because if you, first and foremost, like you talking like that, it's one thing if somebody threaten you and you like, all right, we going all out, we family, but you volunteering. Jim Jones don't defend himself like that, but you out there, yeah, and Jim telling the nigga, yo, chill. He like, nah, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I'm willing to crash. Like, well, go ahead and crash by yourself then, nigga. It's like, you know, with the conversation I had with Styles P or whatever the case may be, you know, I like Styles or whatever the case may be, but I just want to, it's like, for me, I always seen the image of D-Block, like, nah, we ain't dealing with them. Like, Freaky Zeke's a certified rat. You see what I'm saying? The same niggas that say they against rat got a rat in their crew.
We was actually just now speaking about the whole situation with Chauncey Dillon, with the paperwork that I got from Chauncey. And, you know, people saying that the paperwork, people were saying that the paperwork was fake and all that. Well, this is the paperwork. This is the paperwork from the prison. This Chauncey sent this to me. Let me cover up my shit, but this is the paperwork. That's Chauncey.
Well, you know, let me tell you something, man. Sometimes people like to believe things is not true, man. And if that's what they want to run with, then who it is? You know what I'm saying? Like,
now, you know, he has his own narrative because, of course, you know, he doesn't have his freedom. So he didn't have a outlet to say his truth. You know what I mean? Whatever that might be. So he wanted to send that as to say, this is the situation and this is what the individual did and so forth and so forth. So that's why he sent the paper for us to upload, just to give him a voice from prison. You know, there was a lot of shit that went on with that case. You know, Freaky Zeke and them, they lost a close friend. Somebody got murdered. You know what I mean? So let's not overlook that part. You know what I mean? So you know how it go, man. Where did his loyalty, if it's even true, his loyalty was supposed to lie with his friend. Now, how he went about whatever the case was, that's on him. He gotta wear that jacket.
But
you know
now,
what I mean? But yeah,
from what I'm saying, he cooperated with drugs. Oh my God, that's different.
Yeah, well, I mean, as far as what the paperwork say, it's kind of wicked, man. You know, as far as what the paperwork say, man. It said that he would have, as part of his plea agreement, he would have had to cooperate with several ongoing investigations.
And that's the same thing. And that's the same thing Jim is doing right now. And Mel gonna show it, but Mel can't show it because that's the only one he got feeding him right now.
You know what? It's crazy how you be having thoroughbreds loyal to bitch niggas because they got the bag.
Yo, that's what it is in this industry, man. It don't matter. It don't matter whatever your pedigree is. If you got finances, individuals gonna move with the wave, man. And that's the era we living in. You dig what I'm saying? Because everybody don't have means of getting a bag or have means of standing on their own. Some people is only as strong as the people that surround them. When they stand alone, they feel insecure with themselves, man. And that's what we dealing with a lot of these industry dudes and these guys, man. They insecure with who they are. So they want to be seen with this person, seen with that person. You know, these dudes is like this, they worse than strippers, man.
Now, look, with all this crazy shit going on, right? Now, on the flip side, you think Jim might need to be careful as far as going to the West with all this shit, because we've seen it in the past. We've seen Pop Smoke. We've seen Biggie. We've seen dudes go out to the West and have real issues. You know what I mean? And then it turned into East versus West. You know what I mean? We don't want this to be a New York versus California, because I got partners from California that I never had an issue with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure you guys got people from the West that you might be cool with that ain't going to even entertain that type of shit, but it's a lot that will. A lot of knuckleheads that will get behind this wave because it's popular right now, and it'll turn into some other shit. So do you think that these guys really need to try to nip this shit in the bud for real, for real?
I mean, it's not nothing to really get into because Jim Jones is non-irrelevant in the industry, man, and Wack is not a rapper. So
now, Wack is definitely, he's not from LA, but he definitely has a certain level of respect on the West Coast.
From?
Well, he's from Pacoima. You know, that's a part of Southern California. But
man, you want me to be honest with you, Timbo?
Yo, go ahead, of course.
I personally feel like that Clubhouse app that gave all them niggas some money. Jim Jones, for the first time even speaking on any of this, and he speaks on it on Clubhouse. I think they paid them just to get more people to come into that Clubhouse shit, because they trying to pull people, and then you got mad celebrities going on Clubhouse, and it's like, I think this whole shit is staged to me, to be honest with you. I think it's staged.
And I definitely know, I don't know in regards to them being paid anything.
So you think it's staged with all parties involved?
I think Jim Jones does not speak. He purposely avoids speaking on any of this stuff. But he made sure when he came out, he's on Clubhouse and he's on there with Trav. You see what I'm saying? It's like all of this started on Clubhouse too. Wack is on Clubhouse, Tekashi's on Clubhouse. It's like,
but Trav better drop some music right now and capitalize on the situation.
You gotta understand something. Tekashi and Wack coming out with academics. Academics just got a whole new deal just because of that. So there's money coming. The smart niggas is getting money. Other niggas is just being puppeteers, like jumping out the window, like the way Trav jumping out the window. There's bags being all this publicity going on and all these views going on. There's academics got a bag for a new podcast.
But yeah, of course, all this stuff is definitely stirring up popularity. Clubhouse is definitely trending crazy. So yeah, I mean that could I could see it. You know what I mean? I could definitely see it. I definitely can see it. I posted some paperwork, which was sent to me by a guy named Chauncey Dillon. Now, Chauncey, he was sentenced to 30 years to life on December 17th of 2004. Now, for allegedly assaulting the Dipset rapper, Freaky Zeke, and murdering Freaky's friend. Now, during a shootout in Manhattan. Now, Chauncey still maintains that he's innocent. He sent me some paperwork, which I have posted on Instagram. The link is in the description if you want to check it out. But it claims Freaky Zeke allegedly entered into a guilty plea to a drug felony in North Carolina, and that's part of the plea bargain. He was to cooperate as an informant in unrelated drug investigations in North Carolina. Now, Zeke received 35 months for that case. Now, it also claims Zeke cooperated in New York against Chauncey Dillon as well. Now, what are your thoughts? And have you seen the paperwork, and have you got a chance to read it?
Yeah, I read the paperwork, also the Freaky Zeke and Chauncey Billis thing, right?
Chauncey Dillon, yeah, his name is Chauncey Dillon.
Chauncey Dillon, right?
Yeah.
So, and this is what I'm trying to tell you, right? This is not a game, man.
What you think? You get a chance? Did you hear that question?
Well, I mean, the paperwork is the paperwork. People been knew for a long time that Freaky was a rat. You know, and like, see what I don't like about this gang shit in New York. If Freaky was in the mountains, Attica, Sing Sing, you know what I mean, Clinton, if he was in Comstock, they would tear his ass up. All of these politics would not be going on.
He'd be a pig.
Would be fooled.
Some people are saying that the paperwork is fake because it spells Zeke's last name wrong. Now, Cam's last name is spelled Giles with a G. Zeke's last name is spelled Giles with a J. Now, they saying Wikipedia this and Wikipedia that. Man, you can edit that shit. Now, all you got to do is go to the official website, North Carolina Offender Search Database, and his name will pop up as Giles with a J. Now, this is an official government website, man. This is, and they have his inmate number, and it's right there. You can just take the inmate number and put it into the search, and it's gonna pop up. Now, how much it tells you how much time was served, what he was charged with, everything. So let's not, you know what I mean? We wouldn't put it out there. Of course, I looked it up. I'm not going to put it out there knowing that it came from the source wasn't reliable. Even though I said, well, okay, Chauncey, it might be a reliable source. It's coming from the prison. It got all the court seals. It got everything on it. So I said, okay, well, let me just do my due diligence. And what we did was we went to the North Carolina inmate, the website. And all you got to do is put in the inmate number, and all the information pops up pertaining to the case as long as the case is over. So that's what that is. So we matched the information, and that's where it came from. So it's not like we just took that and ran with it. So we wouldn't do that.
That's saying it's fake. Where's that audience coming from? Like where?
Well, I mean, it's just people, because sometimes people they buy into the characters that the guys are. They sometimes they know how it goes, man. They fans. They're fans of these guys. So, and friends and loved ones and so on and so forth. You know how it goes. So some people going to come to their defense. And that's what, a couple of instances where that happened. I've been saying that on Instagram. And I just want to put that out there publicly that we wouldn't just go with some shit willy-nilly, man, not knowing, because of course, motherfuckers make fake paperwork. Of course, this happened in the past. We went to the website and we punched it in, and we, you created an account, and you can log in and you can get all of the paperwork for anybody, whoever. If they've been incarcerated, they got a case, that case has been settled or whatever it is, it comes, a verdict has came to, all that becomes public information. So it's there. You can look it up yourself. Go to the website. Don't take my word for it. But that's the only reason why we presented it.
But let's be honest, right? Let's. I mean, it's good for the views and everybody. But who is a fucking freaky Zeke though? Like who? Like who the fuck is a freaky Zeke, man? Like who is this nigga?
I mean, you know, he made a name for himself with the Dipset, man. You know, of course you can't deny that. He made a name for himself.
Is he a rapper
with the Dipset?
Does he rap?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I'm not sure.
I wasn't around for the Zekes and like that's why I'm like, is he a rapper? Is he? I came home later on.
All right. Now Jim was on Clubhouse and said, I quote, "I don't associate myself with rats. I don't play with people that play with rats. I don't play with people that give rats a platform, and I don't play with people that are close to rats." Because that makes you a rat to me.
That's all phony. Now, he's a liar.
Is he being a hypocrite? Because of
the proof is in the pudding.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie. That was a big lie. Yeah. Like, man, listen, something ain't right about Jim Jones. I don't care what nobody say. You know, me and Mano got into an argument about that, talking about Jim Jones is the real nigga. Like, how he a real nigga if Stack Bundles died in Far Rockaway, living in Queens, when all Jimmy had to do was move him out? He wanted to move out of Far Rockaway, and Jimmy told him, "You could come stay with me." He said, "No, I want my." He's a man. He already had his own apartment. He wanted to move out and have a crib somewhere else. Yeah, that girl, you know, the girl Jaja.
Jaja went on the Queen's Flip show and she said that.
She broke that down on Queen's Flip. She was like, "Yo, like niggas was fucked up in the game. This nigga got a hit ball and he got one of the hottest songs out in the country, and wouldn't even, you know what I mean, wouldn't even get a nigga his own crib. Nah, you can come live with me."
To follow up on my previous question, now we know that Jim is signed to Rock Nation for a management deal with Rock Nation, right? The Rock Nation CEO is Miss Desiree Perez, who once was an informant and was recently pardoned by Trump. Now, does this further emphasize how hypocritical some of these guys may be? And with the statement about not standing next to rats and all that, or does that shit just matter in the streets? And like I said earlier, that shit doesn't matter in the corporate world where they get money at. A motherfucker that, or these corporate guys, the guys that signing these checks, they don't give a fuck about who you told on. They give a fuck about whatever project y'all about to take on. So what y'all think?
You know they're gonna tell you, you should have told on him. Right. Get him out of here. If he's in the way, get him out of here. And that's how it goes in the corporate world. That's just what it is, man.
What you think, Oz?
I mean, for me, my whole thing is like this, right? For decades, these niggas taught the streets and spoke about, like, Jim Jones named his shit the Ghost of Rich Porter, right? But since Alpo been home, he ain't even mentioned Rich Porter. Cameron sat up there on TV and said that if a child predator, serial killer, was out there, he wouldn't snitch on him. But now y'all signed to a label where this chick took down 2 cartels. Everything that they stand for, everything they said they stand for was a lie. That's like a nigga, you know what I mean? Like you teaching, you gang affiliated. It's one thing, like with Styles was, when me and Styles was going back and forth, Styles was like, you sending the wrong message, because it's like a dude going on a job and finding out that a nigga ratted, so he's not gonna work a construction job. No, that's not the same. These are gang members. Right. That is active gang members, right, that have a choice to sign over to different corporations. It chose to go to a fucking rat, a rap, like you working for the DEA. It's different. That's totally different.
You know what's killed me, right? What killed me is, but on the other side, they throwing up gun signs and they boom, 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 and they go kill this person. They sending hits out. Like I hear the guy Meek Mill's rapping, right? And I heard some shit in one of his rap songs where he's saying he gonna kill him and he gonna send the hits out and they gonna spin the block and they gonna do all this. How you doing all this, man, when you in this kind of corporate situation and 1 minute you for the youth, but in your music you telling them how to kill up the whole neighborhood? I'm lost in this shit, man. I'm lost, bro. That's why I would never, man. I'm glad I stood on my own 2 feet. I gotta be my boss, man. Nobody can't tell Shane when to get up and when to lay down, man. I ain't even do it when I was in the penitentiary. When they told me to do whatever, if I didn't want to do it, I ain't do it. If they ain't like it, you know what I told them? Go write it up, man. You got a misbehavior report book and a pencil or pen. You write that shit up. I can't be pulled along how these dudes be. Because 1 minute they for the fight the power, but then they go on their music to sell records and they teach you how to spin the block and jump out and put a contract on somebody's head. You hear me? And I want to be the good guy. I want to be the good guy now. I want to be the good guy. I don't want to be the bad guy. I've learned, and I want to be the good guy, man. I'm not going to stop throwing hot dogs because that's entertainment. You hear me? And I don't want nobody to get the entertainment of Snow Billy confused with the business side of Snow Billy. But I want to, but you know what I realized? The bad guys want to be the good guys. The good guys want to be the bad guys. I always wanted to be the good guy. I always wanted to be the good guy, even to the way I wear my hat. Look how I wear my hat. This is the good guy way to wear the hat. Look.
Yo, look, check it. So look, this next question is based to you, Haas. Now, I heard a few rappers on Clubhouse talking down on bloggers and YouTubers like yourself and myself, and now Snow.
Oh, yeah, man. Don't
now,
leave me out.
Why do these rappers look down? Now, hold on. Nah, of course not. Now, why do these rappers look down on bloggers, YouTubers, but these same rappers are up on Clubhouse telling the world how real they are? And some of these rappers are now YouTubers themselves. Now, when did being a rapper make you tough and make you a gangster? And where does that ignorance come from? And why do they think every YouTuber is soft?
Now, you know what it is? Like, when a lot of these cats, they fronting. You see what I'm saying? They fronting. What it is that
they fronting big
I'm
time.
the street nigga that made it. Like, I brought a different energy to YouTube. And no matter what these niggas say, they all watching. They tell you, oh, I don't watch you. Now, they all watching. And the thing about it is, niggas don't like being put on a hot seat. When I see some sucker shit, I call it no matter who it is. And they ain't used to that. Like, people be sitting up there making videos on her song, he pick and chooses back. You right, I pick and choose. I like, if I say your name, you got to be somebody.
Right.
I don't really like beefing with lames.
Right.
But when I, like, in the music industry, nobody has never brought the energy that I'm bringing to these street niggas on YouTube. Unless it was somebody like a Wendy Williams, like that she didn't give a fuck. But with me, I'm a street nigga now, calling niggas out, and dudes don't like that. I was the first one that sat up there and said Tekashi 6ix9ine is not like that. And niggas was like, yo, you a hater. You a hater. Like, no, I see through the little nigga. I knew he was like that. Yeah. I was the first one that predicted that he was gonna crash. I sat up there and called the situation. I was the first one to predict. I told niggas King Vaughn is gonna be next after FBG Duck because I can see the energy. Not because I wish that. Cashing over 2 times. It's like you can see when a nigga about to hit a brick wall. You can see it.
Yeah, definitely.
And when you on the streets, you recognize certain shit. Like, dudes don't like to be called out on their shit. I'm the one that made everybody look at Jim Jones like, yo, what's going on with this nigga Jimmy? Jimmy a rat. I'm the one that really made people start saying something ain't right about Jimmy. Now, don't get me wrong. 50 was the first one to sit up there and say, something wasn't right. But I was saying it along the same time, too. You see what I'm saying? Like, even with cashing over 2 times, when that paperwork came out, I don't know if the paperwork was real, but when the Cassius dude put the paperwork out and I called on cashing over 2 times out, immediately he hit me on the phone. Y'all be surprised how many celebrities actually done reached out through some channel to speak to me on the phone behind something that I said, or because they just don't want me to say something about them because they scared.
Of course. And this is why these dudes got this little puppet guy speaking out to change the narrative of certain guys. I mean, certain situations. But he don't hold, I mean, like I said, I don't even know. I guess you gave him more light, than he ever had probably, or whenever he's with, I guess, with the rapper dudes. You said, I mean, like, I never even
Which one? Who you talking about?
Trav guy.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, like with Trav, it's like what I said. I stand by what I say. I don't want no beef with Trev, but at the same time, like, if all this guerrilla shit niggas be talking, like sometimes I just really feel like stop it. Nigga, if you really that tough, and that tough, go break Treyway out of jail. That's why I said, when I said, like, half these niggas either got pressure put on them or taught by World or Rod Diggs.
Yeah.
Half these niggas done had a problem with World or Rod Diggs. Stop picking and choosing your battles. What you think? You think you just gonna run through the YouTuber?
Yeah, man. Free
like,
World.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. Free the boy, man. Like Rod Diggs, dog Mano, brother. He had Mano scared to death out here, man. And that ain't no fake shit.
Well, look, we just gonna keep that on some trending topic. That's some shit that happened years and years ago. Let's just keep it. Let's keep them, you know,
because he just brung Rod Diggs' name up, and like he said, man, you know, during some course of time, you know, these figures had these so-called image imposters guys now portraying they something that these niggas is not they not with the bullshit, bro.
Now, in closing, do you think this is one of my last questions, man? Well, it is my last question now. Do you think that Wack might be creating invisible enemies and vice versa? And did he do it on purpose? I'm not sure, but has he become a character along with the rest of the guys, and is he using that as a way to create income? Because you see that the way that it worked for Tekashi, you know, shock value sells. So has Wack 100 become the modern day Howard Stern, or you know what I mean? Like,
no, he
is
can't
that the play?
He can't be the modern day Howard Stern, but what he can be is an opportunist that he plotted on that ever since Tekashi was in jail. Whatever he could get his hands on, whether it's gonna make him look bad or good, he don't care.
What's your take on it, Haas?
You know what killed me, man? I'm gonna tell you what kills me about niggas, right? We could sell crack to our next door neighbor, stick up each other, but niggas want to sit up there and tell you, don't gossip. That's the lesser of the fucking evil. If a nigga blogger, it's cool for Charlemagne and Funkmaster Flex to get on the radio and gossip, but when another nigga want to sit up there and I personally don't have a problem with Wack 100 sit up there telling Tekashi 6ix9ine you're not a gangster, because that's all he really did. You see what I'm saying? Like, everybody right now that had a taste of COVID and realized that their money got slowed down, so everybody's coming over to the internet. Niggas that normally wouldn't communicate back and forth, or wouldn't even be on YouTube or Instagram like that, is doing lives now because they starting to realize that there's actually some bread in this. So everybody's mad at Wack because he's a blood that did an interview with a dude that should have never been in the whip. Snow Billy was one of the first ones that said it. Yo, he told niggas to keep on Tekashi out of that game, should have just let him do his music. Everybody knew that boy should have never been in that lifestyle.
You hear me? This is why now I don't feel sorry for not near one of these dudes, man. When they was given the knowledge of how to maneuver with the situation, they did others. So now they gotta feel it.
You know it's crazy.
You know what? These guys was worthless from the door. And I say this to my brother all the time. I regret not being able to sell all them dudes somewhere. I should have put all them in a U-Haul truck and sold them off to another country.
What you say, Haas?
Crazy because I listened to the nigga Trev say that Tekashi 6ix9ine was smarter than all of them and he manipulated them. I'm like, are you kidding me? You gonna tell me that Tekashi 6ix9ine manipulated them grown ass men? They did. If he did, and he was that smart and he was that dumb, they deserve it. If Tekashi 6ix9ine would have came home and became Danny and said, yo, you know what? Y'all right. I'm not this thug dude. I got caught up in a lifestyle. And he would have went in a straight path, he would have been a hero. Because the reality of it is you had an innocent kid get kidnapped by the fucking streets and get corrupted. Now it's just like he's out here lost because he can't leave the gangster persona alone, and he keeps stirring the fucking pot of evil, not realizing that sooner or later his luck gonna run out. Or it's like I said before, personally, I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. I personally think that Tekashi's gonna go back into witness protection. They're gonna stage a hit on that boy, fake his death, and he's gonna have to go back into witness protection. He's gonna have to. because he's not selling no more. He's still doing shows, but eventually he's going to die down because his music is not being played.
And behind closed doors, man, Tekashi, and I'm not saying this to be funny, behind closed doors, fuck all the cameras and mics, he's a very timid young man. Very timid. Very timid, very soft-spoken. He's not nothing what he portrays to be when the camera come on.
Right.
So being that said, when the cameras and the TVs and all that go off, he's left with, I don't want to be in a worse situation. So he might have to make a decision and take a high route because eventually, like you said, it's dying down. He's on life support. But I said that in my No Jumper interview. He's on life support. He's struggling right now. It's like he got COVID. He's gasping. And all the food he got right now is damn near breaking up. It's like whack.
Hassan, I appreciate your time, my brother. I know you got some pressing issues you got to tend to. Snow, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, definitely.
What's happening, but anything you guys want to say in closing before we get out of here?
Yeah, definitely. I just want to address the situation. If you don't know about this Treyway case and indictment, man, and you want to learn about it, reach out to those that's involved with it and don't take it upon yourself to speak on situations that you don't have no in-depth knowledge on, because certain situations, that dealt with blood being shed and a lot of money lost, people take a different effect, as myself. You get what I'm saying? Because that's my situation. So I got shot in my head and neck over that situation. So it's a little different, hearing it from somebody else's mouth that wasn't even around when certain things was taking place. So, that's what I want to say. And, I'm running with the whole 3 straight lanes, go straight, stay straight, keep straight, at-risk youth. End of the day, I'm going to use my platform and my voice to try to save one kid if I can't save them all, man. Because I definitely, there's so much damage in my life, man. And I ain't going to feel comfortable until I know I saved the few of them from destruction. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell dudes like this, man. Live life as if you're on the run and stay dangerous at the same time. We living in a day and a time where these young boys, they tell you, like in my generation, people used to tell you to be safe. Now they tell you stay dangerous, because the reality of it is in the Black community, it's hunting season. So you avoid it if you can. Live life as if you want to run, because a nigga will trick you out of your freedom. They'll push your button and play you like you soft. And then when you crack a nigga cranium, now the worst people, niggas got to understand, son, the worst feeling in the world is when you actually, you don't put the work in now. And at any given day and time, the police is getting ready to knock on your door, and you know they coming. They running around with your picture, you know they coming. And see, niggas don't understand that first 48, when the police come looking for you, when they knocking on doors and it's like you running out of places to go, it don't be worth it. So live life as if you're on a run, but stay dangerous at the same time, because it ain't nothing. It don't make you soft to avoid the drama. But when your back is against the wall and it got to be you or them, may the best man win.
Yeah, you have it. There you have it.
Yeah, one more thing.
What's up with it?
Listen, man. And for the youth that's watching this, if y'all come across this, man, letting these entertainers direct your future, man. Stop letting these entertainers direct your future. Because trust me, when it's just you and the medical examiner, or just you and your attorney, you ain't even gonna never think about these other guys, man.
You know what I tell dudes all the time? That I see, Jim Jones is a perfect example. Him and Jeezy. Jeezy told niggas to trap or die when his child graduated from college. Jim Jones put a video up with his kid chilling with white kids on a lake house, on a beach house at a lake, and on jet skis and talking proper. Like, he saves his children from the gangster persona that he pushes on our children.
Awesome.
And that's one of the main reasons why I don't like Jimmy. Love his music, but don't like what he's doing because
divide and conquer. Divide and conquer.
Yo, you know, the one thing that I do respect about Jay-Z is the fact that you will never see Jay-Z in the hood rolling dice, hanging out with Shooter and Beanie Siegel like it's all good. He done elevated. Jim Jones is living a different lifestyle on a different level. So why every time you get in front of the camera, you showing us ignorant nigga shit?
Yeah, because he's a 45-year-old man with a brain of a 26-year-old.
You know what? I agree, but don't agree at the same time because the way he raised his son shows that he's smarter than what he's showing us because his son is proper. And even when he talked to his son, when I seen the video, the way he talked to his son, you don't even hear the gangster no more. It's Papa. Like, hold up. So you mean to tell me you got a soft side? You got a loving side that you never show to our children? You just show them. You just show our kids murder, death, kill. That's why I'm not feeling Jimmy because this is what he pushes. And even still, like, yo, don't you think you did enough? Your wiretap is what led Mel to jail. So now you got Mel on another fucking phone call, which is probably another wiretap, basically talking shit to Whack. Nigga, you could have said that to Whack yourself.
Right. And that was so. I just want to say that was so corny of Jim Jones, man. That remind me of you had to run to the second classroom and get your big sister to fight your battles in the yard.
Yo, there you have it, man. There you have it. It's a lot going on. Man. But we're going to get out of here. I'm going to say, for sure, man, I appreciate you guys' time once again.
Right.
And we're going to get out of here in peace and one love from the whole Info Minds team, man. Y'all be safe out there. Be smart.
Know how to be smart, man. And don't get out your spot by these rap things.
Yeah.
One love.
Love.